What's up, guys? So welcome to this video, and in this video we're going to be going over 10 things I learned, guys, in high ticket sales, doing over $40 million in course products, right? Selling masterminds, coaching programs, info products. And so if you don't know, we have a company called onecallclosers.com where we work with high-end influencers. And the reason why I make these videos, guys, is because I truly believe that over the next 10 years, one of the number one ways to generate wealth and create a ton of income for you and your family is literally just by learning high ticket closing, right? The e-learning space right now is growing rapidly. It's going to be over $1 trillion industry probably by the end of 2030. And so what that means for you watching is that there's so much opportunity in the space, whether you want to join our team and crush deals, whether you go out and join somebody else's team. The point is that there's so much opportunity. And here's 10 things that I've learned crushing deals. So number one is mindset and lifestyle is more important than skills and tactics, right? So there's one thing that you'll learn in closing really fast is that the way you think about the calls and the lifestyle you live will dictate how much you close, right? And what I mean by that, there's so many times where you as a closer, you want to get off a call and you want to blame something. Oh my gosh, they just didn't have enough money. Oh my gosh, they just weren't, the right fit. Oh my gosh, they were just in a bad mood. Oh my gosh. But that's a mindset, right? And the sooner you as a closer take full responsibility for everything that happens on the call, whether the person's in a bad mood, the person says they don't have enough money, the person says, oh, I don't have enough time, and then you go on and blame the person, well, the best reps will take full responsibility, change their mindset, and realize like, dude, you know what? That was my fault. I take ownership of that. I didn't do a good job on the phone, and here's how I'm going to fix it going forward, right? And the mindset of which, like, you think, oh man, like I want to change this person's life. I want to help this person more. I want to see this person succeed more than this person wants to succeed on their own. And when you can do that, you have a really high chance of closing. And then it also comes down to lifestyle, right? Like, what does your lifestyle look like? Are you sporadic? Are you just like a sporadic thinker? Are you waking up at different times? Are you going to bed at different times? Are you arguing with your wife? Do you have kid problems? Do you have, women issues or men issues? I mean, those lifestyle habits all affect your closing. And until you can get your mindset and lifestyle right, like in alignment, you're never going to be that great of a closer. Number two is the best answer is always the simplest one. And this is something that we go over and teach our team all the time. If somebody says there's a money back guarantee, hey, John, let me ask you this, man. We don't have a money back guarantee. But the reason why is because if you're going to join this program today and if you're going to get results, you got to be all in, you got to be committed. I want to, before we go any further, is that you, right? And so it's stuff like that, guys. Like, you have to simplify the answers. If somebody says, hey, man, is this program going to work with me? A lot of closers will go into like a big long thing of like, oh man, it's going to work for you. It's worked for XYZ. It's worked for this person. Oh, it's going to be the best fit. Where really the only answer that you had to give is like, absolutely, John, this course is going to be the one for you, right? And it's condensing all those long sentences, all those things that we say over the phone into very, very short sentences so people can comprehend and make you look like, oh my gosh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He has confidence, right? So number two is the best answer is always the simplest one. Number three is high ticket sales is trust and conviction, nothing else, right? So when you get on the phone, what you're trying to build instantly once you get on the phone is trust. The more somebody trusts you, the more somebody will believe what you're saying, right? And so if you look at it like this, guys, like if somebody goes to the best cancer doctor in the world, right? And they go to the doctor's office and the doctor goes, hey man, totally see what you got here in terms of cancer. Oh, well, we can cure it. No problem. We can cure it, right? Would you then go on to like, the doctor didn't have to say anything else. He just said, hey man, we can cure it. He said it with complete conviction, absolute certainty, and you believed him because you're at the best sales doctor in the world, right? And so your trust is so high in that point, the doctor didn't have to say anything more than, hey dude, no problem, we can cure that cancer. And you believed it. And that's the type of trust that you have to build over the phone with the prospect. So when they get on, their level of trust is down here. And what you're doing throughout the conversation is you're raising their level of trust with you through questions, through connecting, through rapport, through getting them to like you, through really like understanding who this person is. And as the conversation goes on, trust is building, trust is building. And then once you get to a certain amount of trust, all that comes next is conviction, right? And what I mean by conviction is, hey, John, totally understand where you're at. I understand exactly the problems you're facing. Here's how I can help you. And you say it in a convicting tone that you like absolute certainty. So now you've built trust and then you bring conviction. And if you can combine those two perfectly, you'll close a sale almost every time because that's all high ticket sales is. It's trust and conviction. Number 4, guys, is anybody can do it, but not everyone will be great at it. So the great thing about high ticket selling is that I truly believe that with the right skill set, the right mindset, and the right beliefs, you can do very well in this profession. You'll make multiple 6 figures. You can do very well. But here's the thing, is that not everybody will be great at this because there's a level of normal ability, normal personality, normal temperament that you need to have in high ticket selling in order to be in the top 5%, right? That's for sure. But the great thing about this gig is that anybody can do it. Anybody can make 6 figures. Anybody without a degree, without any prior knowledge, without any prior skills. This is a 6-figure career that you can do. And if you're watching this video and you think you can't do it, you can do it because we've taken every walks of life and turned them into closers. We've taken construction guys, we've taken bug sprayers, we've taken mechanics, we've taken stay-at-home moms, like you name it, we've taken them and we've turned them into closers. So that's number 4. Number 5, guys, is if you care more about someone's success more than they care about their own success, you will win. And what I mean by this is a large part of closing is just caring more about people, right? If you truly care about people, and when somebody gets on the phone, you don't look at them like a dollar bill or like a money sign or, hey man, how much can I extract out of this person? When you truly look at it like, let me have a conversation with this human, let me see where they're at in life, and let me see how I can truly help this person succeed. Right? And then when you want that person's success more than they want it on the phone, and when you get those objections, you're like, Mary, I need you to just listen to me, Mary. Like, you need to do this. Here's where you're at in life. Here's how I can help you. And if you get off this phone today and you don't do this, you're going to be in the same spot, Mary. So please, as your advisor, somebody that wants to help you, you need this right now, right? And that comes from a level of caring for people more so than they care about themselves. And if you do that, you will close a deal every time. Number 6, guys, is phrase every statement into a question. The worst thing that you could do when you're on the phone and you're talking to somebody is to talk, right? Like, you don't want to talk on the phone. The only time you really want to talk is when you're overcoming objections and when you're trying to convince somebody, like, hey, when you're trying to bring like conviction over the phone, you might talk a little bit more. And then also when you're pitching the product. Those are the only 3 times you're going to talk. But every other situation in closing, you're going to just ask a question, right? So every time you want to tell Mary, like, hey Mary, you know, like, oh, this program, you know, I did this program and it worked really well for me, and here's the things that I got out of the program, XYZ. Instead of saying that, I can just ask Mary a question. I can say, hey Mary, you know, what are the specific things that you're trying to get out of the program? Right? And now Mary's going to tell me the specific things she's trying to get out of the program instead of me going and telling her what I got out of the program, if that makes sense. So it's a skill that every closer needs, but it's to phrase every statement into a question. And the number 7, guys, is nobody cares about you or your product. They only want a solution to their problem, right? Everybody loves who? Everybody loves themselves, guys. And when you realize that most humans will always act in their own best interest, right? They will always, like, that's something you can literally pretty much always count on, is that humans will always act in their own best interest and they're always looking out for themselves. So when you realize this, you realize that nobody is buying your course, your product. They're not buying any of that. The only thing they're trying to do is they're buying themselves out of a problem they have, and they think you have the solution. So when you're on the phone with the prospect, you're only going to focus on them. You're only going to focus on what they care about, what they feel like they need, what their problems are, what their life's about, what their dreams and goals are. And we don't, like, you just eliminate yourself from the equation because nobody cares about you, right? Like, that's just the truth. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about you when you're on the phone. It's all about the prospect. And the sooner you learn that, the sooner you're going to crush. Being likable is 80% of the equation in high ticket selling. Guys, I can't over stress this enough, but 80% of the battle is just getting somebody to like you. And one thing you need to take away from this conversation is that people like 2 types of people. People like people that are like them, So the more similar you are to somebody, the more they will naturally like you. And this has been proven in studies, time and time again. That's why if you go down, if you go to out of country, and then somebody's like, "Oh man, I'm from the U.S." You're like, "Oh, you're from U.S. Man, I'm from the U.S. too." You're like, "Oh wow!" So that builds a level of similarity, a bond right there. And then if you got even granular, and you're like, oh, "You're from California. I'm from California too." Oh my gosh, now you're even deeper connected. So the more similar you are, the more you like somebody, or people like people who they want to be like. So if there's if somebody's really shy and introverted, but they really like people that are more extroverted and can like be free, well, they might gravitate towards those people. So people will like either people that are similar to them or people they want to be like. And so knowing that, you need to build likability on the phone, guys. You need to pump up people's egos. You need to be genuine on the phone and truly like other people, and then they will truly like you. The best thing you can do is buy the program you're selling yourself to stay in alignment. This is just a no-brainer, guys. I mean, if you're selling something right now and you really just want to take your sales to the next level, go out and spend the money to buy the program. It's just a subconscious thing, right? Take the $5,000 or $10,000 and just go buy the program. Just so you can say, you know what, I bought it, I put my money on the line. It's gonna make everything so much easier when you go to close. Like when you're asking for the money, it's gonna be easier. When you're hitting them with conviction at the end of the program, it's gonna be easier. Everything becomes easier after you buy your own program or buy what you're selling, and you're in complete alignment as a closer, and you can close a lot more deals. The most important discipline is continually asking for the sale, right? So if you're closing right now, the number one discipline that you need to have on the call is to ask for the sale, and then after you ask for the sale, continually ask for the sale. In fact, what you're going to find out on the calls is that it's probably going to take on average 4 to 6 times asking somebody to move forward for them to actually pull the trigger on one call to move forward, because people naturally want to think, they want to talk things through, they want to procrastinate, they want to delay, they want to put the decision out to the future. And so you need to develop the discipline of asking for the sale continually on the phone. And that's it, guys. That's 10 things that I have learned in high ticket selling. I'm selling over $40 million and running a sales team now. We have over 26 closers on the team, and we're growing massively. So anyways, I hope you found this helpful, guys. This is not an exhaustive list. This is just a small list. I'll come out with more videos like this if you like it. And of course, if you want to close yourself, you want to get into this industry, you want to make a lot of money and just work from anywhere, down below, guys, you can see a description in the bio. Like, you can apply to join our team. We're always looking for great people. And from there, I'll see you for the next one. Rich out.